to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Tali Dabi and everyone calls me Dabi, and I usually make videos about London, but today's video, as you can see from the title, is completely different. Now, I'm as Nigerian as a person could possibly be. Sometimes it's cute, sometimes it's not, but it is what it is. I also really love reading. It's one of my favorite hobbies. I haven't read as many Nigerian books as I wish I could have, because I grew up in Nigeria and I kind of have always felt like reading was like a bit of an escape thing for me mentally, and I already lived in Nigeria, so it's not really escaping if I'm still in the same country. Get what I mean? But anyways, there are some absolutely amazing books that I would totally recommend, so I'm going to share them with you in the video today. If you like the video, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to see more of my content. Also, I have a bit of a little bonus one at the end of the video for you. It's an absolute game changer. It is, to be honest, the kind of book that I would say it made me a lot more empathetic towards certain people and kind of helped me to understand where they were coming from and their background. So just keep watching to see what the hell I'm talking about. So the books aren't in any particular order, but I'm going to start off with a book by my president, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. This is my favorite book by her, Half of a Yellow Sun. So a bit of a background. I'm not going to put any spoilers into this video, but I went to school in Nigeria. I grew up in Nigeria, but history was not a compulsory subject. So as a science student especially, I never offered history. So I honestly did not know that much about the Biafra War. We weren't taught. And this book, even though it is a fiction, I will say, is set in the period of the Biafra War, and it really sparked an interest in me to find out more about the war and more about our history as a country. And it's just a very well written book, and to be honest, it couldn't have ended better. It was the ending that I didn't imagine, but it was perfect. So next up is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. Now this is a very different one for me. Normally I'm really not into fantasy books, but it's such a game changer, and I think the special thing about it is it's a fantasy book with magic and all these things and very well written, but all the characters are black, and it's just a very beautiful thing to be able to that form of representation, to be able to see that in a book that is that type of book. Fine, there's Harry Potter and Game of Thrones and all these things, but really, how many black people are there in these books? You don't see yourself as a black person in these books, which is why this book, Children of Blood and Bone, is so personal, and I just absolutely love it. I actually just bought the second part of it just came out. Oh, whoops. Sorry. The second part of it just came out. I'm yet to read this, and it is Children of Virtue and Vengeance, and I can't wait to get into this. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. So next up is The Secret Life of Baba Segi's Wives by Lola Shonei. Now this is an amazing book. It is so well written. The first play I ever saw in my life was the play of this book. It's basically, excuse me, about a young lady who you go through her life and she makes these questionable decisions, and very major decisions as well. She ends up in a polygamous home as a wife, of course, and you just throughout, even though she decided to go there, you just keep wondering why. And as the story unfolds, you kind of see how one major event can cause such a ripple effect in the life of a young lady. It's got quite a bit of comedy in it, which I like, a bit of tragedy as well, but I would 100% recommend this. Next up is No Longer at Ease by Chinua Achebe. Now, if you don't know anything about Nigerian literature, all you need to know is Chinua Achebe is a very, very important individual. He's one of Nigeria's greatest novelists ever. He's written like so many amazing books that are quite literal masterpieces. Now, unfortunately, I have not read enough of his books, but I have read No Longer at Ease. Just a bit of a... It's kind of about a man who has just come back from the UK. He's an Igbo man, and he has come back to Nigeria as, I believe, a civil servant. And it's a very interesting book. And what almost worries me when I read like books that are set during this time is the problems they had back then we still have in 2019. But that is a story for another day. But an amazing book. I'm sure almost any book by Chinua Achebe is definitely worth the read. Next up is The Fisherman by Chigozie Obioma. This is a very unique book. I have not read any book that, to be honest, is like this. Like, it made me cry. It like literally, it just got into my soul. It's such a good book. It's pretty much about the story of, I think they were 4 or 5 brothers. They're Igbo boys who lived in Ilorin at the time. And they live with their parents, and like you just would think like, how could that even like be interesting? Like, it's such a good book. A bit tragic, I will just let you know that, but 100%, like, if you don't read any book from this whole thing, read that. That is a good book. But yeah, so now to my little bonus book. It's actually not by a Nigerian, but you know what? We are Africans. We should all be one. And this is Trevor Noah's book. Now, my next statement is going to be very controversial. I don't know if I find Trevor Noah funny. Like, I think humor is meant for certain people, certain types of humor, and like his just isn't meant for me. But his book is so good. Born a Crime is about him growing up literally as a crime. At the time, it was illegal for a white man and a black woman to be together. His parents obviously were together and had him as a child. Now, the story is obviously a lot deeper than that, but I don't want to spoil it. However, it really will change your perspective on certain things, and I just think, you know what? Read the book, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yep, see you in the next one.